Alright guys, now it's time to do a gameplay of Day of Reckoning 1 for the GameCube. Now I'm playing this on the Wii, by the way, in case if you're wondering. This is the Wii version, and not to worry, I'll do more reviews and gameplays because as of now, I'm going to plan on throwing as many videos as I can. So, I hope you all enjoy this gameplay of Day of Reckoning for GameCube, released back in 2004, made around the same time as SmackDown vs. Raw, the original, for PlayStation 2. So I think this is the first game to include this THQ logo, which I gotta admit actually looks pretty good in my opinion. There's Jakks Pacific. The last game to have Jakks Pacific was SmackDown vs. Raw 2010. There's Yuke still running around today. And then there's the old scratch WWE logo. I like that better than the new one. We're introduced with an intro.
Many paths will lead you to deception and pain. But for those who stand in your way and betray you,
Let me turn up the volume a little.
the day of reckoning will come. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. WWE Day of Reckoning.
This was also the trailer, and damn, these graphics are still pretty good to look at. I mean, yeah, graphics improved a lot, but come on, back then this was a real big highlight along with the PS2 game. And you can tell that the models here look a lot bigger than the ones that they did in the previous game because these games later on try to represent the PS2 games a little bit more. Even with throwing in the bra and panties match. Yeah, for the men, those horny guys. I'm glad that back then things were good, but now PG and stuff, but we'll discuss WWE's PG state some other time. Ooh, Edge. Before he turned heel and got a push in 2005, he was back from injury in 2004 right after WrestleMania. And plus, every single song in this game is also in SmackDown vs. Raw, except the only major difference is that there's a few extra songs in that game. Every game has the counter sensitivity in the GameCube. Yeah, there's also the tutorial, much like in every other game after WrestleMania 19, there was a tutorial, shop zone, buying all the stuff, and then there's story mode where you get to play as your created superstar. All typical matches as usual, and you gotta love all those wrestlers that were all main eventers, like Eddie and Angle, and then there's Benoit and Triple H. We're gonna play a normal match. All the other pay-per-views had to be paid for unlocked because you earn money, of course, during your thing. So there's Raw, SmackDown, SummerSlam, Unforgiven, No Mercy, Survivor Series, Armageddon, Royal Rumble, No Way Out, WrestleMania 20, Heat, and a house show. Nice. WWE, please bring back the old pay-per-views, not just No Mercy, but also Unforgiven and Armageddon and No Way Out. All those pay-per-views. Come on. We're gonna play Raw. I love my matches unlimited. Who knows if I play long or short. I love no DQ, and I love the KO in case if I want to win instantly if I was Brock Lesnar, if he was in this game. But too bad he left right before the game probably was in production. Who knows? And then there's no rope break. Yes, interference if they like. The roster, however, is really small. I mean, JBL and the Dudleys are missing. I mean, Eddie doesn't appear in a lowrider, and then there's a few other wrestlers. The Rock appears already unlocked, which is a good thing, but too bad Stone Cold's not in this game, not even in SmackDown vs. Raw. There's only 4 divas as well, look. Trish, Stacy, Victoria, and Molly Holly shaved. And by the way, there's also a few legends, which is also pretty good. Roddy Piper is the first one, and then there's Bret Hart, I think Andre the Giant, and a few others. Let's see, I'm going to play as Jericho, my main Raw guy, my second favorite wrestler of all time, and I don't know who else I can fight against. It's a really bad choice. I mean, there's little good guys and little bad guys, but that's alright. Simple roster, I guess I'm going to fight against V1, aka the future broken Matt Hardy. Because Matt Hardy's now the broken, or my bad, woken, because he's been back in WWE for almost a year now. This was back when he was version 1, right? Here comes Y2J Chris Jericho. I really love that Titantron video. Real creative. The Millennium Man, the guy who has the heart of a lion. If Chris Jericho was in Zootopia, he'd play a lion. Imagine Chris Jericho being in a Disney movie along with The Rock being Maui from Moana. And I've been watching a lot more movies lately in the theater, and I saw Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle. Really good movie, really funny. And I also saw Ferdinand starring John Cena as the bull, and also it was okay, but it wasn't as good as Coco, the Disney Pixar movie. The entrances are a little bit better because they don't have that stiff walking animation, and they have a lot more original, unique movements for certain wrestlers, especially the main eventers. There's V1. Too bad Jeff was already in TNA by this time, I think, or he was just taking a small break. Matt is ridiculously underrated, that sure is true. On his brother's shadow, when Jeff was pushed later when he returned in 2006, winning the WWE Championship once and the World Heavyweight Championship twice. Let's hope the brothers have a push as well. That'd be great. I could see Jeff be on SmackDown at least and have Matt win the Universal title. And then there's Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels, the Nature Boy and the Heartbreak Kid in the same ring. And this was before their WrestleMania 24 match. And then you have the song from the SmackDown vs. Raw games, of course. Plays similar to the older games. The quick 4 grapple things and the combination. Simple grapples. Every single game that was released on the GameCube for WWE all plays similar to the N64 games, which is pretty good at least. Not bad. It can get challenging after a while too. Especially with all these reversals that they keep throwing. See what I mean? Good old powerbomb. Too bad Jericho usually does the double powerbomb, which used to be his old finishing move. Oh, he reversed. Alright. Prepare to get smashed by the knee. Alright, that's enough. Alright. Ooh! Another little scoop slam. Oh, and he reversed again. And then there's the W in the WWE, which means that I can get a finishing move, but not yet. I want to get a little damage done. A little suplex. Ooh, a Hurricanrana pin. That's not often seen by Jericho. Huh. I beat him without even the use of a finishing move. Guess because he's probably a jobber, I guess. So that's one match. And there's Matt Hardy himself. It's like every time I play or finish a match, my opponent or my character that I choose has their own loading screen. Let's see. How about a hardcore match? SmackDown. Play as my favorite wrestler of all time, Eddie. See who is to fight. Cena's already on top because he was slowly becoming a main eventer, even though he was still on the mid-card throughout 2004. Undertaker's back to his dead man persona. Kurt Angle. Randy Orton was almost world champion as well. Booker T and Rob Van Dam were both on SmackDown. This was Rhino's last appearance along with SmackDown vs. Raw. Hardcore Holly was returning early on that year. And as for Val Venus, I don't even remember that he was around singles for Lance Storm. But I do know the Basham brothers were in this game along with SmackDown vs. 2006. My bad. Mark Jindrak, he was supposed to be Evolution member, but you know, wasn't fit enough. Many people barely remember him unless you play the games. Whatever, we'll just fight against Cena, I guess. Before he was the goody two shoes Superman, he was a rapper, and everyone liked him better as a rapper than that one guy who just loves to bury talent and wants to appeal to kids more than do adults. Look at that, Eddie doesn't have a lowrider. Feels weird, right? It makes better sense if he appeared without a lowrider. If he was heel, like later in 2005 when he turned on Rey Mysterio, he didn't show up in a lowrider. But here, he shows up without a lowrider as a face. And if you want to know why Eddie Guerrero is my favorite wrestler of all time, just watch my top 10 favorite wrestlers and my top 20 favorite wrestlers if you haven't seen my videos before. I know it's too late to turn Cena heel, but we'll always have the old 2000s Cena who actually turned heel and actually did tap out a few times. He rarely taps out. He rarely submits now. And the last time he sort of tapped out was probably Kurt Angle. Hell, even Benoit made him tap out, and Jericho in his early year in 2002. It's weird how both Benoit and Angle are the only guys to make Cena and even Brock Lesnar submit. Pretty interesting, huh? And then there's Chris Benoit giving HBK a submission. Too bad WWE can't talk about Benoit anymore because we all know what happened to him, what he did with his family and himself. Sooner or later, I'm going to plan on doing more reviews and probably more Juan Talks About videos or something. And there's that same exact song again. I love the song, don't get me wrong. It's just a little random at times when they play the same song over and over. Which is why they play different songs in every other... There we go, I got my item. Oh, he reversed. I don't even know how it even happens. It just flashes. The screen flashes out of nowhere whenever you actually get reversed or a counter. I'm trying to get the item. There we go. Keep on reversing, huh, Cena? I remember their Latino Heat parking lot brawl, and damn, that was probably one of the best matches Cena's ever done during his Doctor of Thugonomics gimmick. And plus, here's an interesting fact. The parking lot brawl match between Cena and Eddie, it was made the same day on my 5th birthday, September 11th, 2003. I was 5 years old when that match took place, as well as 2 years after, you know, what happened in New York, 9/11, of course. Surprising I was 3 during that time. Man, he keeps sort of counting out. Even back then when he was still Dr. of Thugonomics, he refused to give up. But when he tapped out, he gave up. You gotta show some kind of weakness. Cena does get pinned a handful of times at least. You know there's weapons already in the ring. Oh, he wants to put me through a table? Ooh, I didn't even plan on putting him through a table. Somehow he got through a table already. Oh. Ooh. Let's get froggy. Ooh. Oh. Ouch. E.
1, 2, 3.
Well, that was Eddie Guerrero. Well, that's it for now. That's all I can do for gameplay. Don't worry, I'll try to upload as many videos as I can. I hope you all comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for more new videos. Peace out, rock on, have a nice day.